live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly, and you will
well, go on,
not
then, say the N-word, go on.
No. If she says it, I'm the victim.
I think the biggest problem in that whole debate was Mark Lamont Hill. He's an emasculated man. If that white girl said the N-word on your show to me, I couldn't care less. It's an ignorant person using an ignorant word.
When it's used with a soft A, it's often used as a term of camaraderie within the black community. It's not the same thing as a hard R. Those would be fighting words.
When it comes to white people, the hard R or the soft A is still the same. It's unacceptable.
Brandon Tatum brings the heat on Piers Morgan's show, calling out a white liberal's twisted double standard when it comes to the N-word. In a fiery exchange, Tatum exposes the woke hypocrisy infecting race conversations in America.
I had a very big fallout to the interview I did with Lily Gaddis, this, in my view, young white racist. I want to play a mashup of some of the reaction because at the end I challenged her to say the N-word, really trying to force her to actually come to terms with what she was boasting about doing. And it was only when Mark Lamont Hill, who was the only African-American on the panel, said to me, please don't do that I thought, he's got a point, he's right. And I decided to leave it there. But the reaction was quite interesting. Let's take a look.
But in the process of screaming about how she can't say the word, he himself says the word. It's bleeped out, so you may have missed it. And then to cap things off, he calls the other black panelist, Myron, an Uncle Tom, which is also a racial slur. So if you're keeping track at home, Mark said 2 racial slurs while shrieking about how he doesn't want to hear any racial slurs. And it's like a psychotic spectacle.
It's just a word. But Piers, you invited her to say the word. I don't even get what's the difference between inviting her to say it and then him making a joke about it. And because he doesn't think with his skin color, Myron, he's an Uncle Tom. I'm a proud Uncle Tom over here. Yeah.
I was frustrated with Piers for trying to create a space to invite someone or dare someone to use that word, because he shouldn't be able to do that.
You talk, I see what the Piers play looked like it could be. But what it ended up being has no place in 2025 also.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of thought, I mean, Brandon, I'm interested in what you think. I mean, I thought they slightly misinterpreted my intention. It was purely to expose her cowardice, which I felt would be that she wouldn't say it. And I wanted to say, you want to brazenly boast that you would say this to people, but actually when it comes to it, I bet you don't.
Let's be real. Piers Morgan says he was just making a point. He claims he knew she wanted to say the N-word and that by refusing, she was a coward. But was she really a coward? Or was she doing the right thing by not giving him the viral soundbite he was fishing for? Because let's not kid ourselves. If she had said it, that clip would have been everywhere in seconds. White privileged liberal women says N-word live on air. Boom. Instant outrage, instant headlines, instant monetization. That's the new game. Clicks, likes, shares, outrage, and subscribers. And the more controversial it is, the more money gets funneled into the media machine. Piers isn't just having a conversation, he's running a business. And the more polarizing the moment, the more valuable the clip. This isn't about justice. It's not even about race. It's about going viral, no matter who they throw under the bus.
But I did get their point, and I do think it's a very delicate area, that kind of thing. But it wasn't done just for clickbait, as some people thought. But Brandon, I mean, what did you make of the fallout to that debate?
I think the biggest problem in that whole debate was Mark Lamont Hill. He's an emasculated man that literally cried and said the N-word and called another black man an Uncle Tom. Do you know, that's the craziest thing ever. You could say the young lady saying the N-word is bad. Of course, I don't use the N-word. I don't compel my children to use the N-word. And I think every black person in America should stop using that word. We didn't used to use that word. It's a horrific word. It's bad when black people say it. It's bad when white people say it. We need to stop using that doggone word. But for Mark Lamont Hill to scream at you and cry on the panel, and he's using the word every day. They listen to the word. They say it when they're mad at a black person. They call white people the word. The word is the problem if you allow it to affect you. If that white girl said the N-word on your show to me, I couldn't care less. She's an ignorant fool if she says the N-word. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't change my bank account. It doesn't make me not be a good father to my children. It's an ignorant person using an ignorant word. It has no bearing on my life.
All right.
But Mark Lamont Hill is the epitome of the problem with young black men who are so hyper emotional, and they create these scenarios and this activism and false sense of caring about the word when it's not even really true in themselves. They are hypocrites. And that's the biggest problem that I saw on that show.
Okay. Kaizen, I know you want to say something. Just before you say something, I remember a Washington Post survey, I think it was, that revealed that the N-word is used 500,000 times a day on social media, almost exclusively by young African-American men who have, in their eyes, reclaimed that word and now using it in an empowering manner themselves. The problem with it is, I remember also around that time, a story about a young teenage woman, a girl, probably late teens, who was at college and was dancing around to a rap record which had the N-word in it and was caught on a cell phone video using the N-word in the chorus to this massively big selling record. And she got suspended. And I thought, well, that's ridiculous, right? She wasn't using it in a racially incendiary manner or to be racist. She was singing along to a very popular record. But it showed me the danger of if you put out the N-word all day long in rap music and on social media and so on, if black people do that, then you're going to end up with it just, in my opinion, I agree with Brandon, but it's not for me to say as a white guy, but just for what it's worth, my opinion is it just leads to that kind of problem. It doesn't make the word go away. If anything, it fuels its use.
I disagree, and I think it's time for a little the more you know corner on the difference between a hard R and a soft A when it comes to the N-word, because there is a difference. And when we say it's being said 500,000 times a day, yeah, well, when it's used with a soft A, it's often used as a term of camaraderie within the black community. And I see Brandon shaking his head. You can argue it's not healthy, but it's not the same thing as a hard R. Because I think we would all agree that even if a black person said the hard R to another black person, those would be fighting words. It's very different than a soft A. Now, you might think that we shouldn't be using either of them, but I want to make a difference, the distinction clear, because we should at least be accurate about what we're even talking about, because I don't think it's a fair characterization.
Well,
now,
let's
where
be
I
honest,
agree with Brandon, Brandon, I'm not done, and I haven't interrupted you, so please let me finish my point.
I respect that.
So, Mark, I think the gentleman's name was, I agree with Brandon. His reaction was entirely hyperbolic, and it's actually not helpful. Because I think regardless of your thoughts on hard R versus soft A, if you allow any word to have that much power over your emotions, you are giving more fuel to the word. And as someone who's online and I commentate online, sometimes people call me hard R, and I just ignore them. I don't give them more. I don't like it, obviously, but I'm not going to feed someone's racial or hateful animus toward me by giving them the light of day. So again, we can have disagreements on how the term is used, but it is not accurate to say that black people are calling each other hard R all the time. You can disagree with the use of a soft A. They're not the same. And I think Mark is actually getting more fuel to the fire than is needed.
Jack,
hey, can I say something real quick? Just quickly, like 2 seconds. I love the gentleman over there, man. You probably one of the smartest guys I ever met. I love your takes. However, I think it's slightly off just a little bit with the A. No white person can use the soft A. Can we admit, if I had a friend that was a white person that was my friend and they said, what's up, Mike? With a so no black person will accept that. So I think that when it comes to white people, the hard R or the soft A is still the same. It's unacceptable. Right.
If I walked up to Brandon at a Turning Point event and was like, "What's up?" I don't think it would go down too well.
No, and I think the sonority girl I was talking about.
You know what? I think Brendan Tatum is 100% right. And the other guy made a solid point too. You can't let words control you, because the moment someone can trigger you emotionally, they control your behavior. And that's a dangerous place to be. No one should be able to push you into becoming someone you're not. If someone's being racist or ignorant, that doesn't mean you stoop to their level. You know better, so you do better. We need less hate, less outrage, and way more love and self-control, because real strength is walking away from ignorance, not feeding it. But I want to know what you think. Is it ever okay to use the N-word, even with the soft A? Should people get suspended or canceled, especially if a white person says it? Drop a comment below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more real talk like this.